Good morning, your name, sir? No, you need to tell me your name. Thank you, sir. This is case number 19MO966. Sir, you were arrested for trespassing. Bless you. I do find probable cause. Ms. Bush, is there an offer for Mr. Diaz-Torres?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be an adjudication of guilt, 4 days, and it appears that it would be 2 days credit time served.
All right. Mr. Diaz-Torres, did you want to accept the offer?
Hey, ma'am, I'm going to tell you something. Like, leave it on. I respect Ms. Amy J. Carter. I'm going to just talk to her with respect. I accept the offer because it's credit time served. I'm going home today, but the only...
But you're not. It's not time served. It's 4 days. You have credit for 2.
Wait, man, but can I tell you something? First of all, it was an off-duty cop. Off-duty cop. You can look it up. Off-duty cop arrested me.
You want to explain, but today's not the day for that. So right now, I'd like you to tell me if you want to accept the state's offer or not.
I accept the state's offer.
Okay. I need you to sign the plea form, please.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I'm so
Your
sorry.
Honor, the last 3 digits were 966.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it? Sir?
Ma'am, I signed it. I don't gotta read no plea. Read no plea form. I signed it.
I'm asking you if you read the plea form before you signed it.
Not really, but I know what it says. I'm a
Okay,
lawyer.
we'll reset your case. We'll see you back later, okay? Thank you. Reset him for tomorrow. Is Mr. Harris still mental health?
Yes, he refused. I got Williams.
Oh, okay, Harris's refusal. Reset now. Tomorrow, please. I did not, but I will. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Deshaun Williams.
Mr. Williams, you are here in case number 19 CF 7174. Sir, you were arrested for carjacking with a deadly weapon, burglary of a structure, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, resisting officer without violence, and providing false ID to law enforcement. I do find probable cause for those offenses, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir. At this time, I'm going to order that you're not to have any contact with Andy Guanzon, and you're not to return to the Consolidated Waste Systems at 1956 Bringle Avenue. You're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms, sir. Ms. Bush, did you want to be heard with respect to count 1?
Yes, Your Honor. The state would ask the court to take under consideration the facts that are contained within the sworn arrest affidavit, which has identifiable witnesses, and those identifiable witnesses, either through investigative means or through the witnesses themselves, did identify Mr. Williams as the individual that perpetrated the crime of carjacking with a deadly weapon. And the state would ask the court to find that proof is evident or presumption is great that Mr. Williams is the person so identified, and that the court hold him on no bond as to count 1. The state would also ask the court to take into consideration the add-on charges that are, I believe, before the court today in 2019 CF 7226AO, and that's the fleeing and attempting to elude.
Oh, okay. Is it a different gentleman?
And the state only asked the court to consider that affidavit, that add-on charge, as it was a continuation of the crime.
This gentleman's was 10-6-94. Ms. Bush, I don't think they're the same person. In 19 CF, they have the same name, but 19 CF 7174, the birthday is 10-9-69, and in 19 CF 7226, the birthday is 10-6-93, which looks in
Yes,
appearance
Your-
like this gentleman.
Yes, Your Honor. However, the information sheet, the first appearance information sheet does have both cases on it.
Let me just see.
And I don't know if those are additional dates of birth or,
Oh, they are the same, because in the second case, it does say that he responded as the backup deputy for an armed carjacking at 1956 Bengal
Yes,
Avenue,
Your
which is the one contained in this. Okay, all right. Okay. Mr. Williams, I do believe that the state has met their burden based upon the information contained in the sworn affidavit for arrest, probable cause affidavit to establish that there is proof evident or presumption great. So bond on count 1 will remain at none at this time. Bond on count 2 will be set at $150. Bond on count 3 will be set at $1,000. Bond on count 4 will be set at $100. Bond on count 5 will be $100. In 19 CF 7226, count 1, bond will be set at $7,500. Count 2 will be 100, and count 3 will be 100. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
My name, I'm hard of hearing, number 1, over time. I used to be a certified sign language interpreter. I'm representing myself today against the state, and I'd like to tell you it's the last $100 that I have. My name is Lenny Charles Caldwell, Jr.
Okay, Mr. Caldwell, if you can't, we
Judge.
do have a headset you can put on to help you hear. Would you like to use that? Okay, we'll
I
get that
can't
for
read
you.
your lips, though, to be honest with you.
Okay.
This is all just a big misunderstanding, and I'll be able to.
But Mr. Caldwell, listen to me very quickly. I'm waiting for you to get the headset so you can hear what I'm going to tell you.
Don't discuss any details of the case. I'm indigent, though. It's the last $100 I got to bond out.
That may be true.
I've already bonded out on the phone. There we go.
All right. Mr. Caldwell, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay. So you're here in case number 19 CF 7216. You were arrested for robbery, sudden snatching. I do find probable cause. You've indicated today that you'd like to represent yourself at this hearing. And a Ferretta inquiry will take place at a later date, sir, regarding the actual case.
Wait a second, ma'am.
I'm going to
They-
order you
they-
not to have any contact with Barbara Johnson, and you are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Your bond is $1,000. In case
No, it said
number-
100.
Your bond is set at $1,000, sir. And then in case number 18 CF 16
I've already bonded on them.
550, you did bond out, but at this time, I'm revoking that bond, and I'm setting it at none based upon the new law offense. Thank you, sir.
When's my next court date?
I don't know.
Wait a second. I'm representing myself without a sign language interpreter. I need an interpreter at my next court date.
You will get one. They're gonna make a note of that for you, sir. Thank you.
I'm hard of hearing, and you didn't give me an interpreter either. That's federal law.
Have a nice day.
Nicole McKelly refused.
All right, we'll reset Miss Kelly. Good morning. Are you Mr. Dallas?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are here in case number 19MM4195. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Dallas?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer would be an adjudication, and I'm trying to count,
He was arrested the 17th.
and it would be an adjudication, credit time served, no return to
7/11.
7-Eleven on South Orange Blossom Trail, and abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
Mr. Dallas, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just sign the plea form, please.
Were we appointed on the case, Your Honor?
You were not. Mr. Dallas, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am, I believe.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, I will not return back to 7-Eleven.
Okay. Sir, are you on probation?
No,
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
I'm a United States citizen.
Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
All right. I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 4 days' time served. You're also going to have to pay court costs. Those are due by May 20th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. You also can't return to the 7-Eleven at 8910 South Orange Blossom Trail, sir. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So what happens?
Oh, he is?
Time served?
He is. Correct.
Time served?
Yes, Mr. Dallas. And I'll take no action on his out-on-bond case.
Robert Jenkins, misbehavior.
Okay. We'll reset Mr. Jenkins. Good morning. Are you Mr. Moore? Sir? Are you Mr. Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
You were here in case number 19 CF 7135. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and trespass on property other than a structure or conveyance. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $100. And 19 CF 2081, I'll take no action at this time. Sir, you can't return to that property where you were arrested, which is the 4420 Gore Street. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Justin Nunchester refused.
Good morning.
Mr. Wynn, he's been refusing since, I think I had his case on Friday, is when he came in.
If he hasn't already, we'll go ahead and, I guess, waive his appearance.
And Your Honor, is that for 2 cases?
Right, so he actually came in on the 18th, it looks like, and he hasn't come to court yet. So, at this time, I'm gonna find a waiver based upon his, repeated refusal. This is 19 CF 7097. He was arrested for possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. I'm gonna ROR him on both counts. And then he's got the, excuse me, 19 MO 954, which is being in the park after dark. There's probable cause for that offense as well, and I will ROR him on that case. Good morning, are you Mr. Anderson?
Good morning.
Sir, you're here in case number 19 CF 7256. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Good morning, your name?
Timothy Lafferty.
Mr. Lafferty, you are here in case number 18 CF 16943. Sir, you failed to appear for case management conference on May 2nd of this year. Your bond is currently set at $1,000, and then you have case number 19 MM 2881, and at this time, I'll take no action on that case. All right, thank you, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Are you Miss McCall? Ma'am, I see you shaking your head, but I need you to answer out loud for me, please, okay? This is case number 19 CF 7229. You were arrested for indecent exposure, resisting officer with violence, and assault on a law enforcement officer. I find probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender. Your bond on count 1, ma'am, is going to be $100. Your bond on count 2 will be $500, and your bond on count 3 is $100. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, Judge.
Mr. Arce,
I know.
just saw you on Friday, right?
No, it was like a month ago.
No, you just took a plea.
I was just released on Friday.
That's what I mean. I just saw you.
No, but not from your courtroom.
Mr. Arce, you're here in case number 19 MO 969. You were arrested for lying on the sidewalk downtown and for camping. I find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Arce?
Yes, Your Honor. It would be an adjudication, 10 days, and 2 days credit time served.
Well, What would you like to do, Mr. Arce?
I think it's a good offer, but I think it's a little too harsh because the cop says on his report that I was sitting on a public sidewalk. Then he says I was laying down on his report. So it's like, am I sitting or am I sleeping?
I understand. You don't have to accept the offer. You can contest the charge.
Yeah, I'll accept it.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Arce, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, I did.
Do you have any questions about any of the
No.
rights on the form?
No question.
Right, you're not on probation.
I'm not.
All right, and you're a United States citizen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand
No.
what's happening in court this morning?
No, I haven't taken any medication.
I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 10 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Have you ever heard Matthew's Hope?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever heard of Matthew's Hope?
No.
It's a program out in West Orange County.
No, I was actually trying to get into a program, like Anchor program. I had signed up for that, and
What was it called?
Anchor.
Okay. Is it through the jail?
It's not through the jail, but I did it through Lakeside, through
Okay.
Aspire,
Sure.
and the waiting list was like forever, and then they switched my care coordinator because I was getting disability check for bipolar and schizoaffectiveness, and I lost my check because I got locked up for too long, and if you locked up for over 12 months, they
Right.
take it away and you have to reapply.
Right.
So now I lucked out and I got a new care coordinator through Aspire. So she says to me to get a phone and like that we could stay in touch and she could help me get my disability check again so I don't be in the streets because I've been in the streets and that's why I know that the cops are targeting the homeless and I was just like nodding out from being so tired and I got titanium steel in my leg so that's why I sat on the sidewalk.
How often do you see your care coordinator at Aspire?
Well, I only have seen her like once in the past like 2 months
Why?
because
been
I don't
here?
have no way to get in contact with her. I don't have a phone.
Can't you just show up over on Mercy Drive?
No, I would have to call her and make an appointment with her because she has many clients.
Sure.
So
Do you have her phone number?
I have her business card in my wallet right now if the cop didn't decide to throw that out also because they have done that to me. They have thrown out my IDs and phone numbers and all. And not me even resisting in no type of way, just because I feel they get tired of making the arrest or targeting the homeless or whatever, and you know it's not a fair game.
All right, can you go to the library?
They trespassed me from there a while ago for
Okay,
washing
so
a watch.
that's a no, right?
I'm not sure because they says 3 years. I couldn't come back in 3 years, and I was just washing a washcloth in the sink. But
Okay, well, if you
I
can't
think
go, then don't go there.
it might have expired. I'm not sure, but I can go to a different library, I guess. Probably Seminole County Library. Or I can go to, there's a place, if I need access to a computer, I could go over there on Michigan and Orange. There's a access center there that I can use the computer there.
All right, I'm just trying to think of how you could get her phone number. But here, I'm gonna give you this, can I give him a piece of paper? Okay. I want you to contact these people. I think they'll be able to help you. It's Matthew's Hope, okay? It's a program to help you get back on your feet. And they've got all sorts of different resources for you. And this is the phone number,
Thank you.
okay?
Yeah, I had spoken before I left. I was released on this Friday.
Yeah, I know, I
spoke
saw
to
you.
I spoke to a social worker. No, because I went to the court in downtown. I went to downtown court. I wasn't in your courtroom. I was in
Am
downtown.
I wrong? Was everyone else here on Friday? Okay. I could have been wrong, but I'm almost positive I saw you on Friday.
But
Because I
I'm-
thought about it a lot.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I was in downtown court.
Okay.
But anyway,
right. Good
yeah,
luck.
I spoke to a social service, a social worker from the public defender's office, and she was supposed to hook me up with some place in Kissimmee, a halfway house.
Okay.
But she never got back to me. And then I says, well, if I can't get into that, could I get into someplace else? And
Try Matthew's Hope.
okay, thank you.
Okay? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I would have to contact these people when I get out
Yes,
because.
of course.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right, Mark Harrity's behavior.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Harity. Good morning. Are you Mr. Wilson?
Good morning.
Sir, you are here in case number 19 MO 975. You were arrested for open container. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Wilson?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication, 4 days, 2 days credit time served.
Oh, it looks like is Mr. Wilson on probation? Okay. All right. Well, sir,
I got a court date
Yes,
for that next
excuse me?
week. I have a court date for that next week.
Okay. It says you qualify for pretrial release. I'm gonna place you on pretrial release at this time, sir, okay?
Thank you. I'm just trying to save my job, man.
Good luck, sir. Thank you.
So, what is that?
Good morning. Your name?
Anthony Harris.
Mr. Harris, this is case number 19 MM 336. You were arrested for trespassing in an occupied structure or a conveyance.
I wasn't trespassing. I was there talking to someone I know and buying something. A man said something that worked there nasty to me. That I
Okay.
was trespassing.
Okay.
Then I went back on the status. It was a status.
Okay, okay.
And I passed the status.
All right. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir.
There's no probable cause. I passed. I was supposed to be there for, but I came back with that status.
All right. Mr. Harris, your bond will be set at $100. You can't return to the Circle K at 277 East Main Street.
That mean I can't be released here today? Is that what you're saying?
Won't be.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're
Okay.
gonna find out
All right.
something.
Thank you, Mr.
How
Harris.
long do I got? How long do I got to be in here?
Until you post your bond.
I can't post no bond. If I can't post bond, how would I be in here?
Well, Mr. Harris, because of your behavior, I don't feel
I
like
said,
you should
how
accept.
long would I be in here? I can't post no bond. That's all. Oh wait, I'm trying to ask you something.
No, we're done. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name? Your name?
Junior Fernando
Mr.
Haregi.
Sir, you're here in case number 19 MM 4243. You were arrested for trespass after warning in a conveyance. I find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Or was there an offer for Mr. Fernando?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication, 5 days, 2 days credit time served, and
No return to Chick-fil-A?
no return to Chick-fil-A on South Orange Blossom Trail.
Did you want to accept the offer, sir?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to sign the plea form, please.
Was I appointed, Your Honor?
Yes.
So, miss,
Yes?
5/2 credit time served.
Mm-hmm.
In 5 days, I'll be released.
You have 3 days left.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, thank you.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court this morning?
No.
All right, sir, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You can't return to the Chick-fil-A at 7415 South Orange Blossom Trail. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. May 28th. Okay, I did, okay.
Andre Turner is behavior.
We will resend Mr. Turner.
I'm sorry, did you get me for Turner? Andre Turner for behavior?
Yes, we're gonna reset
Okay.
his case. Good morning, your name?
Kinsley Alverso.
Sir, this is case number 19 CF 7243. You were arrested for robbery with a firearm. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
And at this time, I'm gonna set your bond at $15,000, sir.
Bond at 15.
Correct. Thank you.
Your Honor, may we have a no weapons, no contact with victim, and no return?
Thank you, Ms. Bush.
Thank you.
Sir, before you go, you're not to have any contact with Kadeem Riley. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, Anthony Asanya is mental health.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Sonya's as well. Good morning, are you Mr. Boyd? Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
are you Mr. Boyd?
Yes, ma'am.
You are here in case number 18 CF 14147. You failed to appear for pretrial conference on April 16th of 2019. At this time, your bond is currently set at none, and if the public defender wasn't previously appointed, I will appoint their office to represent you, sir. Thank you.
Was there a bond, Your Honor, on the FTA? On the
No.
No.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Brian Copeland.
Mr. Coping, this is case number 19 CF 7213. Can you not hear me?
Yes.
Is it hard? You were arrested for possession of cocaine, attempted destruction of evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir, and at this time I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. You need to make sure that when you leave, they're gonna give you a court date. You need to make sure you keep that piece of paper and show up to your next court date, otherwise they're going to issue a warrant for your arrest.
But Judge Carter, I can tell you right now, I'm homeless. So I
Okay.
probably won't, I would probably lose that piece of paper. It'd probably be better for me to stay until the court date. 'Cause I do not want to have any type of,
Failure to appear?
yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, I know me, it'd be better for me.
You're
to
telling
be
me you're not
here.
going to show up to court?
Ma'am, I know, I'm homeless, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm living in woods, so I know.
Well, I appreciate your honesty and your candor, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'm just going to stay the bonds as they are. It's 1,000 on count 1, 100 on count 2, and 100 on count 3. Okay?
So you're still telling me that you're going to release me and give me a court date?
No, only if you post the bond, and I think you're telling me that you can't post a bond,
I
right?
can't post a bond either, ma'am.
All right, so you're legally entitled to have a bond, so I'm setting it there, and if,
Okay, so
unless you post it, you'll be here until your court date.
Thank you very much. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it. God bless you. Okay, thank you very much.
Good morning, are you Mr. Delgado,
Yes, ma'am.
sir? You are here in 19 CF 7230. You were arrested for trafficking in heroin greater than 4 grams, less than 14, possession of cocaine within 1,000 feet of a convenience store with intent to sell, possession of cocaine with intent to traffic, possession of heroin within 1,000 feet of a convenience store, possession of heroin with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir. I'm gonna set your bond at $10,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2, 150 on count 3, 150 on count 4, 150 on count 5, and 100 on count 6. At this time, I'm gonna revoke your bond in 19 CF 5464, and that will be set at none. Thank you, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Sharindale Purdy.
Tell me that again.
Delicia Hogan.
All right, ma'am. You are here in case number 19 CF 7228. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling and trespass in a conveyance. I do not find probable cause on count 1. I do find probable cause on count 3. I will appoint the public defender. You'll be ROR'd on count 1, and your bond on count 2 is $100. Good morning. Your name?
Stephanie Huey.
Ms. Huey, you are here in case number 19 CF 7221. You were arrested for driving while license suspended or revoked with 2 prior convictions. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to stay your bond at $2,500. And at this time, I'm going to take no action on 19 CT 2229. Thank you. Don't drive, ma'am.
Did you take any from this? Yeah, I want some more.
Is there someone there? Sir, good morning. Your name?
Cleveland Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, this is case number 19 CF 7214. You were arrested for trafficking in methamphetamines greater than 14 grams. Possession of heroin, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And at this time, sir, I will stay the bond as to each count. We're finished. Good morning. Are you Mr. Martin?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, this is case number 19 CF 7227. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling and trespass in a conveyance. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I do not find probable cause as to count 1. You'll be ROR'd on that. And then count 2, there is probable cause, and your bond is $100.
And Your Honor, if the state may just ask the court to consider that both Mr. Martin and Ms. Hogan were in possession of a concealed weapon at the time that they entered the curtilage, the fenced and locked curtilage of the residence, and that was the taser that they were in possession of, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Bush. All right. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Clarence Small.
Pardon me?
Clarence Small.
How about Mr. Ross?
Mr. Ross bonded.
Okay. And Scott?
Behavior.
Reset Scott. And you're Mr. Small? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Small, this is case number 19 CF 7237. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. I do find probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, sir, at this time. You need to make sure that you keep the court date that they give you when you're released.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
And come to your next court date. Otherwise, they're going to issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Shane Colbert.
Mr. Colbert, this is case number 19MO970. You were arrested for open container. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Colbert?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days, 2 days credit time served.
You want to accept the offer, Mr. Colbert? Oh. Oh, that's a resolved case. The out on bond is. Oh, okay. So, Mr. Colbert, if that's true, if that case, if you're on probation, you're not gonna wanna resolve this case today, okay? So your bond's $250. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, the first appearance container, Your Honor, for the DUI car, CT 0031.
Is that the probation case? Okay, I'll take no action on that matter. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
First name is Ovidio, last name Crespo Jr.
All right, Mr. Crespo, you were here in 19 CO 567. You were arrested for laying on the sidewalk. I'm sorry, it was possession of alcohol on the sidebar. I do find probable cause, sir. Is there an offer for Mr. Crespo?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication, 4 days, 2 days credit time served and court costs.
Mr. Crespo, did you want to accept that offer this morning?
I'm sorry.
You can't
Can
hear.
No, I can hear, fine.
Oh.
Can you explain what she just said?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
So to resolve your case this morning, you would be sentenced to 4 days in the Orange County Jail, and you have got credit already for 2, so you've got 2 days left.
Okay,
Do you want to accept that offer?
okay. Now, just to say this.
Sure.
I got $250 bond. Is that part of the 2 days in jail?
No. You don't, if you take the offer, you don't have to pay bond.
Or I take the bond and don't go to jail?
That's right. I'm gonna release Mr. Crespo ROR at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Now, how do I, okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Tommy Hardman.
Mr. Hardman, you're here in case number 19-0971. You were arrested for trespass after warning. I do find probable cause and will appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Is there an offer for Mr. Hardman?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication, 4 days, 2 days credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven at 938 West Colonial Drive, abide by any trespass warnings and court costs.
Okay. Mr. Hardman, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll just need you to sign the plea form, please.
And we were appointed, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay.
I ain't got my glasses, I can't see.
You have a question, sir?
Oh, I didn't hear what she said because I couldn't hear my left ear.
Oh, so the offer that you've just agreed to was 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. Do you want to accept that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. Did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, I did.
Are you having problems hearing me? Are you having a problem hearing me?
Yeah, I'm military veteran, so
Yes.
I had like the grenades hit my ear.
Okay.
I got this.
We're gonna get you some headphones here that will help
Okay.
with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. A lot
Yeah,
better.
much better, okay. And so, sir, you did read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
No.
All right. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Okay, I'm a United States citizen.
Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court this morning?
No, ma'am.
I'll accept your plea, sir, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You'll also need to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Charles Jacobs.
How about Mr. Holcomb?
You're in outside.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Holcomb. And you're Mr. Jacobs, sir, correct? Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, you were arrested in 19 MO 973 for urinating in public.
Yes.
I find probable cause. Is there an offer for Mr. Jacobs?
Yes, Your Honor, it would be an adjudication, credit time served, and no return to the area of 635 Northwest Moreland Drive.
Did you want to accept the offer, Mr. Jacobs?
Yes.
Okay. Sign the plea form, please. Mr. Jacobs, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court this morning?
No.
Sir, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. You'll also have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. And you can't return to the 635 North Westmoreland area. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Christian Melendez Morales.
Sir, you were here in case number 19MO974. You were arrested for disorderly conduct. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Melendez?
Yes, it's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days, 2 days credit time served.
Mr. Morales, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes.
Okay. Sign the plea form, please. Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up?
No.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. You'll also have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Good morning. Are you Mr. Smager?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is 19C0569, sir. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Smager?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an adjudication of guilt, 4 days, Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served.
Sir, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Just sign the plea form, please.
So, time served?
No.
He'll be out tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow?
Thank you. Mr. Smager, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, Your Honor.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court this morning?
No, Your Honor.
Sir, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 4 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You also have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Carson.
Hey, how are you doing?
Sir, this is case number 19MM4259. You were arrested for disorderly intoxication and resisting officer without violence.
Correct.
I do find probable cause for the offense. Is there an offer for Mr. Carson?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication, 5 days, 2 days credit time served, and no return to the pool area of 11037 Retreat Avenue.
Okay. Mr. Carson, did you want to accept that offer?
Can you repeat that for me? I kind of like heard half of it.
It's 5 days, Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served,
Like
and no
in
return.
jail for 5 days?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, sir.
Oh no, I don't want that.
Okay.
Can we try to qualify Mr. Carson for PTR?
Yes, Your Honor, we can do PTR qualifies, we can do an interview with it.
Okay. I'll do bond on count 1 will be $250, bond on count 2 will be $250, or pretrial release if qualifies. Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, was the public defender appointed, or?
Oh, actually, I did not appoint the public defender. Did he put it? Yes, I'll appoint the public defender.
And can we have a no return to the scene?
I think it's his apartment complex.
Yes,
Did
it
I read that
was
wrong?
an apartment complex. He's from Lakeland.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought I read that he lived there. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Mr. Carson, you're also not going to be allowed to return to that apartment complex during the
Right.
pendency of your case. And then with the PTR, do they do the urinalysis and the alcohol testing?
If you're ordered to PTR, they can do that, but if you order it, they will do that. So that's kind of up to their discretion if it's not ordered.
Oh,
But
I'll
every-
order that with the
Okay.
PTR. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Carson.
Thank you.
I added alcohol and testing. Drug testing. Good morning, your name, sir? Mr. Hogbook? Is that
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Sir, you're here in case number 19MM4260. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence. I do find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir. Ms. Bush, is there an offer for Mr. Hoggabook?
Yes, Your Honor, it'd be an adjudication, 7 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served.
Sir, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sign the plea form, please. Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you are not a United States citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
Sir, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 7 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. You're also going to have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. How about Miss Gracia? Oh. Good morning, your name?
Mayumi Matsunaga.
Ma'am, you're here in case number 19MM4258. You were arrested for petty theft. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So is Ms. Matsuanga, is she qualified for PTR or not qualified for PTR?
I saw that note too, Your Honor. It looks like that they prepared a gold sheet and they also put yes. I'm thinking that disregard the note.
Okay.
They did take the time to fill out a gold sheet for us.
Okay, all right. At this time, ma'am, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. I'm also going to order that you're not allowed to return to the Kelt bar or the Harp and Kelt bar. Okay? Thank you.
Change note.
Good morning. Your name, sir?
Hey, good morning. My name is Brenton Moore.
Mr. Moore, this is case number 19MM231. You were arrested for possession of marijuana, less than 20 grams. I find probable cause and will appoint a public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor, it'd be a withhold of adjudication, credit time served.
Do you want to accept that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Moore, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court this morning?
No, ma'am.
Sir, at this time, I'll accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication, so there will be no effect on your driver's license.
Okay, thank you.
Sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days time served. You're also going to have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of
May 20th?
2020.
Okay.
So 1 year from today. And you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. If you don't pay those, your driver's license will be suspended, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, your name?
Hey, good morning. Timothy Peters.
Mr. Peters, you were here in case number 19MM4257. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Peters?
No, Your Honor.
Is there a reason there's not an offer, Ms. Bush?
Your Honor, now that I'm rereading it,
Looks like his
actually,
mom
there
came and
is,
paid.
there is an offer
Okay.
because I see that the restitution matter was resolved.
Yes.
And it would be an adjudication, 5 days, 2 days credit time served, and no return to the
Hyatt.
Hyatt Regency, yes.
Mr. Peters, did you want to accept that offer?
Sure, yes, thank you.
Okay, we just need you to sign the plea form, please.
All right.
Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
No, I did not.
Okay, I need you to take a moment, please, and read the plea
Okay.
form. Okay? Is there a blank one there? Maybe he can just.
Oh,
look
the
at-
plea form here? Yes, I did read that form, yes.
Okay, they gave it to you in the back?
Yes,
Okay,
right.
do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No,
Are you on probation?
no,
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
okay, yes, I understand.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
Sir, I'm going to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 2 days' time served. You're also not allowed to return to the Hyatt Grand Cypress Resort. And you'll have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you.
Have a good day. Thank you.
You too,
Your
sir.
Honor.
Good morning, your name?
Solano.
Mr. Solano?
Ma'am.
Sir, this is case number 19MM4256. You were arrested for resisting officer without violence. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond will be $100, and in 19 CF 6612, I'll take no action at this time. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Danny Goto.
Mr. Cotto?
Yes.
This is an out-of-county warrant from Osceola County, sir, for the offense of petty theft, 2 prior convictions. At this time, your bond is $4,999. If you're unable to post that bond, Osceola County will come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there. Okay, thank you, sir.
Mark Anton is mental health.
Okay. He's mental health. He has been. All right, I'll reset his case.
Melissa Fisher is next.
Yes?
Yes. Refused.
Okay. Looks like this is her second refusal. At this time, I'm going to find a waiver based upon her repeated refusal. This is case number 19 CF 7203. She was arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree, in possession of methamphetamine. I'm gonna order she can't return to the Walmart at 2500 South Kirkman Road. Her bond on count 1 is $2,500. Her bond on count 2 will be $150. And 19 CF 4304, I'm gonna revoke that bond and that will be set at none.
And Your Honor, is the public defender appointed? Or?
Oh, yes, thank you. Is the PD appointed? Yes, thank you.
Oswaldo Martinez
Yes,
is mental health.
okay. We'll reset that case. Are you Mr. Pruitt? Yes, sir?
Yes.
You are here in 19 CF 7223. You were arrested for theft of utility services, 2nd degree, and introducing contraband into a county facility. I have a note here that says that the state had requested 24 hours regarding probable cause.
And if I may have a moment, actually, Your Honor, if the state may ask for this to be reset till this afternoon session.
Okay, that's fine.
Your Honor,
Yes,
he was here yesterday?
right.
Was it in a morning session?
They started at 3 p.m. yesterday.
Okay, all right. Then, yeah.
Oh, court yesterday started at 3, is that right? Okay. I mean, his bonds are still there, so if he wants to bond out, he can bond out, but if there's no other information presented to the court regarding probable cause, he'll be ROR'd.
And Your Honor, my understanding that it's probable cause for count 2.
I would assume so based upon the affidavit that I'm reading, because
Yes,
the
Your
amount's alleged and the items are alleged, so there's PC for count 1. But then there's no other facts relating to the contraband. You just don't have any notes or anything, is that right, Ms.
I
Bush?
have no notes,
Okay.
and normally the weekend ASA will CC us on their PC request. And there's a possibility that there was more information sent to that ASA that I haven't received, so. If we could just reset
We'll
it.
recall
to
it
the
after lunch, okay.
Thank you.
You want me to set this one? We'll recall it after lunch. We have a Daniel Stevens. Mental health.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Stevens. Okay. Are you, good morning, your name?
Sierra.
What is it?
Sierra.
Sierra?
Yeah.
Sierra, what's
Matt.
your last name?
Sierra Matt.
Miss Mack, okay. This is a motion for release on her own recognizance, in case number 19MM3153. Ms. Bush, what's your position on the motion?
Your Honor, the state is going to ask the court to deny the motion, but there's some technical reasons that the state is also requesting that the court deny the motion. The state wants to bring to the court's attention that number 3 in defense's motion, that Ms. Mack has served at least 60 days in Orange County Jail on this case from February 4th, 2019 to March 4th, 2019, and again from April 15, 2019 to the present time. On the matter before the court today, she was arrested on April 13th, 2019, so could not have been in Orange County Jail beginning in February on this matter. I believe that APD Lightfoot, who represents her in both matters, may have mistakenly put information regarding the other case, I believe that was 2018 MM8111, and in that case, the court denied his motion for ROR in that matter on the 17th of this month.
Okay.
And the state is going to object to ROR in this matter as well. And so if Mr. Nguyen wishes to have Ms. Mack sworn in.
Just give me one moment, Mr. Nguyen, okay? I'm just gonna familiarize myself with some facts. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Nguyen.
Yeah, at this time, Your Honor, we're not, I don't think we want to swear her in. But just to point out, first I'll apologize on behalf of Mr. Lightfoot. It's clear that this arrest, this case number we have before us isn't the case number that she's been on 60 days for, but it was the underlying reason for the arrest. So
No, I understand, and I can see how that
understandable
could happen.
confusion there. That being said, you know, she does have a history, nonviolent Baker Acts and other mental health hospitalizations, and she has had a, and he has had a, an evaluation done on Miss Mack and anticipates a finding of incompetence. The charge she was arrested on is, I believe it was a resisting an officer without violence.
Providing false ID.
Oh, providing false ID. And again, that would coincide with the finding of incompetence, that she didn't know who she was at the time of the arrest. And providing the false ID again was with the arrest was they were running it for the warrant, which they found. So we would ask that she is found. She is released today on her own recognizance with regards to the facts of the case.
Okay. I am going to deny the motion at this time. I did look up the other case, and there were several failure to appears, and I think that's probably why Judge Duckworth denied the motion for ROR in the other case. If Mr. Lightfoot is correct about what he believes the finding will be, then they can put together the appropriate conditional release plan for Ms. Mack when those evaluations are received. So today I'm going to deny her motion. Thank you, Ms. Mack. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Haji Kabah, a.k.a. Justin McIntosh.
So I'm not exactly sure what Mr. McIntosh is here for. Okay, and then
May the state have
the 18 CF 15726. 19 CF 2970. 8. And was that the? Okay. What was the case that he saw yesterday for? So at this time, 19 CF 2970, I'm going to revoke that bond. That will be set at none. Thank you, sir. 19 CF 2978. Ms. Bush, just let me know when you're ready for the 33-day motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. That case number I don't think is the right one. Okay, all right, no, we're good. Thank you, Arlene. Okay.
Which one isn't the right case number? Oh. Okay. Your Honor, this date's ready.
Oh, okay, great. Nineteen CF 5285 Dominique Ortiz.
There has been no response. The court should grant that motion.
Okay, that motion will be granted. 19 CF 5533 Suzanne Mahato.
A notice of non-filing was filed on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 4736 John Brundage.
And information was filed on May 17th. The filing ID is 89707789.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 5144 Joaquin Collins.
A notice of non-filing was filed on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 5286 Dominique Ortiz.
A notice of non-filing was filed on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 5371 Michael Silver.
A notice of non-filing on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 MM 3252 Jesus Marquez.
And information was filed on May 16th. The filing ID is 89697891.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 5470 Carl Hansen.
Notice of non-filing on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 4070 Alexander Glover.
A no information notice on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 5522 James Williams.
Notice of non-filing on May 17th.
That's granted. 19 CF 5334 Algernon Armstrong.
And information was filed on May 17th. Filing ID is 89713114.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 5077 Marcellus Green.
A notice of non-filing on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 5472 Carl Hansen.
And information was filed on May 17th. Filing ID is 89739152.
That'll be denied. 19 CF 5416 Renata Pape.
A notice of non-filing on May 17th.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 5459 John 2 Reese.
A notice of non-filing on 5/17.
That'll be granted. Nineteen CF 5078 Marcellus Green.
A notice of non-filing on 5/17.
That will be granted. 19 CF 5287 Dominique Ortiz Jr.
A notice of non-filing on 5/17.
That'll be granted. 19 CF 5284 Dominique Ortiz Jr.
A notice of non-filing on 5/17.
That will be granted. And 19 CF 4533 Mondell Gray.
A no information notice on 5/17.
And that will be granted. Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll be in recess. Good afternoon, ma'am. Your name?
Raquel Alves Ferreira Fernandez.
Ma'am, you're here in case number 19 CF 7250. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of Xanax. I do find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you, ma'am. And at this time, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Please make sure that you keep in contact with your attorney and that your address is updated with the clerk of the court. That way you get notice of your court date. Otherwise, there'll be a warrant issued for your arrest, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line.
Okay, thank you.
I am so sorry. I was waiting in the other courtroom.
That's okay, no problem. I actually forgot you all that I had the interpreter cases in here this morning too, or this afternoon too, so no problem.
So sorry. Thank you.
This is case number 19MM4263. Ma'am, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Francesca Garcia.
Ma'am,
Francesca Garcia.
Yes.
Ma'am, you were arrested for petty theft. I do find probable cause for the offense. I'll also appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to order that you're not allowed to return to 8101 South John Young Parkway, which is the Walmart. And at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release.
I'm not hearing it, interpreter.
You didn't hear it? You can't hear it all?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll repeat it again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, this is, these are case numbers 19 CT 626, 19 CT 627, 19 CT 628. Please tell me your name.
Mi nombre es Mario Seto Raimundo. Seto Raimundo. Ajá.
Mario Seto Raimundo.
Thank you. You are here because you were arrested for leaving the scene involving damage to property, operating a vehicle without a valid driver's license, and giving a false report or statement to the police. I do find probable cause for those offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time.
Your Honor, may we have a do not drive without a valid driver's license?
Yes. Mr. Seto, in addition to being on pretrial release, I'm going to order that you're not allowed to drive a car unless you have a valid driver's license. Do you understand?
Discúlpame, es que yo no tengo carro, yo soy de menor. Apenas yo cumplí 18 años, pero no tengo carro. No sé cómo están pasando eso está siendo abusado conmigo. No sé qué están hablando ellos, pero yo no tengo carro. Mi padre sabe, no tengo carro. Yo apenas llegamos aquí en Estados Unidos, estamos pagando mi deuda. Yo llevo un mes aquí en Estados Unidos.
I'm sorry, but I do not have a car. I do not have a car. I'm a minor. We just arrived here in the United States. I've been paying my debt, but my father knows I do not even own a vehicle. Your Honor, I'm going to have to ask this defendant if his primary language is Spanish or another dialect, if I may.
Sure, please do.
Yo hablo mi dialecto de Chile, de mayas. De Chile, de mayas, ceremonia.
He does speak a dialect, Your Honor, Daishil, Maya's language. I could sense from him speaking, I was able to understand him, but there's a dialect difference.
Okay.
Yo soy de Guatemala.
It is a dialect spoken in Guatemala, Your Honor.
Okay. Can you ask him, does he understand Spanish, or does he need someone that speaks his dialect?
Sí. Yo entendí usted, señorita. Yo hablo un poquito español, yo entiendo un poco español, no mucho. Pero.
He said, Your Honor, he understood me. He speaks a little bit of Spanish, and he says he understands a little bit of Spanish. These languages sometimes are difficult for us to get an interpreter, but if he gets reset for another court hearing, we usually try to get whoever, the language that he speaks, we will try to get an interpreter for him.
Okay. I think for purposes of
Whether
today,
it's-
we're probably okay.
Yes.
Mr. Cito, do you have any questions?
Pero yo quiero saber por qué están arrastrando a mí, porque yo no soy el culpable, soy inocente, porque yo no tengo carro para manejar, pero porque yo quiero saber por qué estoy aquí en el cárcel. Me metieron un culpable conmigo, y usted maneja un carro, me dijo. Apenas yo cumplí 18 años, apenas yo tenía 17 en mayo, yo cumplí 18 años.
Your Honor, he just wants to know why he's here. He claims to be innocent. He does not own a vehicle, and he wants to know why he was arrested. He has just turned 18, but he was 18 in this month of May.
Okay. Mr. Sato, it may be true that you are innocent, and you will have an opportunity to present your side of the story on
Sí.
another day, but today I'm going to release you from the jail, okay? And I've appointed you a lawyer, and you'll be able to go talk to them about your case.
Sí, señor.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
ma'am.
Can you also let them know the telephone number?
Mr. When you gave him your phone number, correct, or the office's phone number? Okay. So just maybe have her tell him that he's going to be released today, and as soon as he gets home, he needs to call the phone number that you've given him and set up an appointment.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Gracias. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. This is case number 19, CT.
Good afternoon.
1071. Tell me your name, please.
Nestor L. Calderon Rodriguez.
Sir, you were arrested for driving while license suspended or revoked with knowledge. I do find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $500, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Joven, póngase los audífonos si necesita un intérprete, por favor. Gracias.
Sir, good afternoon. This is case number 19MM1336. This is your arraignment for the offense of battery. You're not currently represented by an attorney, sir. Were you planning on hiring a lawyer, or do you need to see if you qualify for the public defender?
Quiero defensor público.
I want a public defender.
Okay. Sir, do you currently have any source of income?
En este momento no tengo nada.
At this moment, I do not have anything.
Okay. Sir, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Mr. Nguyen, do you want to enter plea of not guilty at this time?
Yes, we're going to
Okay.
enter a plea not guilty.
Sir, we're going to give you a court date for your pretrial conference.
Division
Your Honor,
81,
may I have it?
pretrial
Sorry.
conference date is June 20th at 9 a.m. Courtroom 9C.
Está bien.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
no problem. Gracias, señor. Your Honor, may I have a name for this defendant, please?
Oh, sure. I believe it's Eliezer Perez
Eliezer
Cruz.
Perez Cruz.
Eliezer Perez Cruz.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is Mr. Cruz. The battery case? Mr. Perez Cruz. Battery, Division 61, it should have been. You said Division 80. Mr. Nguyen, we gave Mr. Cruz the wrong court date. So could you make a note of that and get that to him? It's gonna be Division 61.
June 17th at 8:30. Courtroom 6C.
Courtroom 6.
6C.
It's Judge Johnson. Okay, all right, so that's fixed. Good afternoon, tell me your name, please.
Darrell Joe Escalera Rosa.
Darrell Joe Escalera Rosa.
Thank you, sir. This is case number 19MM3114. This is your arraignment for the offenses of possession of cannabis less than 20 grams and possession of drug paraphernalia. You are represented by the Office of the Public Defender. Was an offer relayed to Mr. Escalera?
Yes, Your Honor. It was an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $116 and court costs.
Okay.
And that would also carry the statutory driver's license suspension.
Yes, of course, okay. Mr. Escalera, did you want to accept that offer from the state?
I accept it.
Okay, I just need you to sign the plea form, please. you. Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Supongo que es el que tengo en la mano, ¿verdad?
I guess it's the same one that I have in my hand.
Yes.
Sí, lo leí por encima.
Yes, I went over it quickly.
Okay. Do you need more time to review it?
Neces- I don't know.
Do you need help reviewing it?
Necesito repasarlo.
I guess I don't need to go over it.
No, you do have to go over it. So maybe your attorney can talk with you about it, Mr. Renner. I don't know, maybe he needs some help with it. Okay, sure, thank you. Good afternoon, tell me your name, please.
Jose Irizarry Lugo.
This is case number 19MM412. You were arrested for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams and possession of drug paraphernalia. This is your in-jail arraignment, and you're represented by the Office of the Public Defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Irizarry Lugo?
Yes, Your Honor. I may have just one moment.
Sure.
I need to check. To see whether there was any cost of investigation. The offer as to count 1 is a withhold of adjudication. Count 2 is an adjudication of guilt with credit for time served and court costs.
Did you want to accept that offer, sir? Oh, well, but he does not want to accept the offer, Mr. Nguyen.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least not today. Maybe he needs to talk to someone first.
Plea of not guilty today, Your
Okay,
Honor.
we'll give him a court date. It's for
Division 85, pretrial conference is June 6th, 8:30 a.m., courtroom 4A.
Entonces, podría salir.
So would I be able to get out now?
Ms. Bush, before we bring back the Mr.
Escalera Rosa?
Escalera, would you be willing to drop that down to a withhold on the count 1?
I'm conveying the offers that Ms. Kennedy Swanson
Okay.
conveyed.
All right.
Sir, good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Oh, Nicodemo Morales Roblero.
Nicodemo Morales Robledo.
Sir, you are here in case number 19 CT 1075 for leaving the scene of an accident with property damage. I do find probable cause. You also are here in case numbers 19 CT 1076 and 19 CT 1077 for the offenses of no valid driver's license and DUI, which I also find probable cause for. Is there another warrant?
Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
your affidavit seeking the appointment of the public defender states that you make $600 per week. Is that correct?
Sí, pero como apenas empecé a ganar porque no estaba trabajando, me enfermé del corazón.
Yes, but I just started working because I was not working before that because I got sick from my heart.
Okay. How long have you been working?
Como 2 semanas.
About 2 weeks.
Sir, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you at this time based upon your testimony.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to set your bond in 19 CT 1075. That will be set at $500, and in 19 CT 1076 and 77 will be $100 and $500. Thank you.
Okay. ¿Y tengo derecho a hacer una llamada?
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Your name?
Angel Murillo.
Angel Murillo.
Mr. Murillo, you are here in case number 19 CT 3793. You were arrested for no motorcycle license or endorsement. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Murillo?
Based on the charges in his out on release case, Your Honor, the state's not going to convey an offer today.
Okay. Mr. Wynn, he can always plead to the court if he wants to resolve his case today.
Your Honor, today he's going to go ahead and make a plea to the court.
Okay, just sign the plea form, please. Sir, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, yes.
All right, do you have any questions about any of the rights on the form that you're giving up today?
No, solamente porque yo solamente quiero sacar mi licencia porque yo no sabía que
No,
porque yo
because I
saqué
just want to get a license.
Can I explain it to you?
Okay, but can you try to answer my question? Do you have any,
Contéstale la pregunta primeramente.
do you have any questions about any of the rights on this form that you're giving up?
Yo lo entiendo.
I understand it.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Pero si yo no he hecho nada malo para que me quieran. Pero si no me declaro, ¿qué me pasa? Porque
I haven't
yo
done
no-
anything bad for them to want to, but if I don't plead, what would happen?
Sir, are you a United States citizen?
No, tengo mi green card, pero no, todavía no.
No, I have my green card, but not yet. No.
Okay. Because of that, if you're not, because you're not a citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation. I don't know if they will or they won't.
Pero ¿qué hago para que
Maybe he wants to post a bond, Mr. Nguyen. He's got counsel on his out on bond case. I think it's always better to make a decision with as much information as possible, so it might just be better for him to take the bond. Okay.
Yes, how much is the bond?
$500.
And I will withdraw that plea at this time.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nguyen. Correct, thank you.
¿Tuvo oportunidad de leerlo ya?
Sí, tuve oportunidad. Yo tengo una pregunta para la U.
Okay, Mr. Escalera Rosa, did you have an opportunity to read the plea form? Yes?
Yes, I read it.
Okay, do you have any questions about any of the rights you're giving up on the form?
Tengo dudas a base
I-
de lo que leí.
I have some doubts in reference to what I read.
Okay, do you need to talk to your lawyer? Okay. Was this an arraignment? Maybe we can reset him for tomorrow, so he can have an opportunity to talk to his lawyer. Mr. I'm happy to reset. This is an arraignment, so the plea offer won't go away. I'm happy to reset his case any other day this week to give your office an opportunity to go talk to him and answer any questions that he may have.
Yo solo quise...
Does he have any prior convictions? No, this is Daryl Escalera Rosa. I see. So no Florida convictions. Mr. When he completed the court if he wants to resolve his case today.
You're,
And Your Honor, the state, after seeing what this was based on, the state's willing to do a withhold as to count one.
Thank you, Ms. Bush. Can we proceed?
Yeah.
Okay.
he's going to go ahead and plea no contest then at this time.
Okay. So now, having your discussion with your lawyer and the modification in the offer, sir, do you have any questions about the plea or any of the rights at all?
No tengo duda.
No, I have no doubts.
Okay. Are you on probation?
Disculpe. No.
I'm sorry? No.
Okay. Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Entiendo.
I understand.
Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
No.
All right, sir. I'm going to accept your plea. I'm going to withhold adjudication on count 1 and adjudicate you guilty on count 2, sentence you to 39 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 39 days time served as to each count, and those are to run concurrent to one another. You'll also have to pay court costs. Those need to be paid by May 20th of 2020, along with $116 cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department. And you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing, sir. Thank you. And I think that's the last Spanish case, correct?
Thank you.
Count 2, which is the possession of drug paraphernalia. Okay. Thank you, Madam Interpreter.
You
Or did he give you did you get the plea form?
Yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon. How are you today? Good. All right, this is case number 19MM847. Sir, please tell me your name. Okay, sir, you're here for your arraignment for the offenses of trespass on property other than a structure or a conveyance and resisting officer without violence. Is he represented by the public defender? Yes. Okay. You are represented by the Office of the Public Defender. Was an offer relayed to Mr. Ortiz Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer was as to count 1, an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and no return to the scene, cost of investigation of $116.05 to the Orlando Police Department. And in exchange for that plea, the state would null pros count 2.
Okay. Mr. Ortiz Garcia, did you want to accept that offer?
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, what do you mean of the second charge?
You have 2 offenses that you're here for, sir. You have trespass on property.
I want to know how much.
I think.
I would like to know the total of my fines.
We'll let you know that, sir, just a moment. Did you want to accept the offer, though, to resolve your case today?
Yes, I accept, sure.
Okay, I need you to sign the plea form, please.
May I skip my attorney for a moment?
Sure.
no process.
Ms. Ren, does he need to set up an office conference to have your office come talk to him about his cases?
Confusion as to, he has several pending charges.
Sure.
That have the same, that are the same.
Mm-hmm.
And he's confused as to, is it arraignment, is he?
Sure. Okay, then why don't we'll just enter a not guilty plea for him today. Your office can set up a time for him to come out and sit down with an interpreter and him, and then go over everything, because I don't want him to be confused at all. Okay. We'll give him a court date.
So he's not confused, we'll move forward at another time.
It's in Division 61.
Yeah, right, we'll do that in the future, so we won't do anything today.
Okay.
Division 61, pretrial conference date is June 17th at 8:30 a.m. Courtroom 6C.
For this?
Yes.
June 17th,
Here?
8:30 a.m.
It'll be the downtown courthouse, Orange County.
No, he'll be downtown.
All right, okay, all right. And what about the other charges?
I don't have any information on those charges today, sir.
And that's what,
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Interpreter. Sir, good afternoon. Your name? Mr. Beam, you're here in case number 19 CF 100. You failed to appear for a case management conference on May 15th of this year. Your bond is currently set at none. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you if they were not previously appointed. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Ben Days.
You're here, sir, in case number 19 CF 7251. You were arrested for trafficking in MDMA, sale or delivery of MDMA, possession of ecstasy greater than 10 grams, fleeing and eluding, and driving while licensed suspended or revoked. Mr. Mayor, I know you have probable cause challenge on this case. I'll tell you, I do find probable cause on counts 1 and 3, and now 5, but I don't think that there's probable cause on 2 and 4.
right, and that was the essence of my challenge.
Are those your challenges?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. State?
Okay, so the PC challenge is on 2
And 4.
And
and
2 and
4?
4, right.
Okay. Your Honor, the state would ask the court to consider possession with intent to sell and deliver as to count 2. And the state's request is based on the amount, even though I know that there is the trafficking in 10 grams or more. But the state would ask the court to consider that as to count 2, the different baggies, the amount, the separation. As to count 4, the state concurs that there are no facts as to the fleeing and attempting to elude.
Okay. With respect to count 2, I'm going to just maintain the finding of no probable cause. The state can later charge what's appropriate under the facts, but even in the affidavit, Ms. Bush, he still writes sale and delivery of the substance, so I'm gonna find that there's no probable cause. Count 1, I'm gonna stay the bond at $50,000. Count 2, he'll be ROR'd. Count 3 is $150. Count 4, he'll be ROR'd, and count 5 will be $150. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Arkeem is Devinart.
Sir, this is 19 CF 7252. You were arrested for a resisting officer with violence, loitering or prowling, resisting officer without violence, and possession of burglary tools. I do find probable cause for each of the offenses, and I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You also have case number 16 CF 10644. It's a violation of probation based upon the facts in the new law case. Actually, there's a warrant, and it alleges that you failed to make yourself available for supervision for your weekly visits. It also states that you were not at your house when you were supposed to be, except for 1/2 hour before or after approved employment, public service work, or any other special activities approved by your probation officer. At this time, I'm gonna stay the bonds in counts 1 through 4 in 19 CF 7252, and your bond on the violation of probation is set at none, sir. Thank you. Ms. Feke? All right, we'll reset her case.
This is on Johnson. I remembered.
Good afternoon, sir. Are you Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are here in case number 19 CF 7246. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied structure, loitering or prowling, and trespass in a structure or a conveyance. I will appoint the public defender's office. Mr. Wynn, you had a probable cause challenge?
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to count 1 of the burglary of the structure, there's no evidence as to a crime being committed inside the structure. If in fact he was inside the structure, he would have had ample opportunity to do so, and because there was no evidence of a crime committed or a crime committed inside the structure, I don't think it would fall under burglary.
Okay. Ms. Bush, your response?
Yes, Your Honor. May I approach? The
Sure.
state's argument is going to be based on Jackson v. State 703 Southern 2nd 515 and Baker v. State 622 Southern 2nd 1330.
Thank you. And Mr. Wynn has a copy?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Just give me a moment.
And in Jackson v. State, essentially that case stands for if a defendant's unauthorized and unannounced entry into a home is coupled with immediate flight from the house without explanation when seen by the victim. In Mr. Johnson's case, when encountering law enforcement, that does constitute the stealthy requirement for burglary, Your Honor. As to Baker v. State, the holding was on a similar premise, but that holding was the immediate flight of a defendant upon the sounding of an alarm constituted the element of stealthy. And the state would assert to the court that in this instance, there is probable cause, as Mr. Johnson did immediately take flight when law enforcement arrived at the residence, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I respond?
Yes, you can. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Nguyen.
Okay, Your Honor, with regard to the cases, I think the cases go more to a what constitutes a stealthy entry as opposed to what constitutes the element of intent to commit a crime. I don't have the, it doesn't, these cases don't identify the rest of the facts with regards to those cases, so we don't know what was coupled with the stealthy flight to arrive at the intent. In this case, it just said they were able to come to the conclusion that their evidence supported intent. I would say in this case, there is no other evidence other than the fact that if indeed he did attempt to flee, which I think even the facts in this case are kind of iffy on, but there's no other facts to support an intent to commit a crime.
Okay. Ms. Bush.
Yes, Your Honor. In both Jackson and Baker, the courts are saying that the stealthiness is the intent. It takes care of the element of intent to commit a crime therein. And that would go to the intent, Your Honor.
Right. No, I agree with that interpretation, Ms. Bush. However, in this case, I don't think that there is probable cause. I think that the facts in the cases are distinguishable. In the Baker case, there was also a broken window that had been smashed. In this case, there was admittedly by the police, there was no damage to the residence. And the facts in the Mr. Johnson's case is that he was seen walking out of the residence. So at this time, I'm going to find that there is not probable cause for count one. So he will be ROR'd as to that count. Count two, I'm going to set bond at $1,000, and count three, I'm going to set at $100. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Christopher Monroe.
Mr. Monroe, you are here in case number 19 CF 7259. You were arrested for burglary of a structure and grand theft third degree pursuant to a warrant where probable cause was previously found. Sir, you're not to return to 17777 Bali Boulevard. That's the Leaky Tiki Resort. You're not to have any contact with any of the alleged victims in this matter, sir. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $3,500. Your bond on count 2 is $500. And in case number 19 CF 4699, looks like that's changed to a 1. Your bond, at this time I'm revoking that bond and that will be set at none. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, if you could repeat the residence for the no return.
It's the Leaky Tiki Bar. It's a resort. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Ray Jerome Strauss. Yes, ma'am. How you doing today?
Good, sir. Thank you. You're here in case number 19 CF 7255. You were arrested for possession of cocaine. I find probable cause and will appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Yes, ma'am.
You in drug court?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. Sir, at this time, your bond in that matter will be $1,000, and in the out on bond cases, I'm not gonna take any action on those at this time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ma'am. Are you Miss Ward?
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, you're here in case number 19 CF 7253. You were arrested for 2 counts of threatening a public servant. I do find probable cause for both of those offenses. I will appoint the public defender for all your cases. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. You also have 19 CT 550. You were arrested for DUI. I do find probable cause for that offense, ma'am, and in that matter, your bond will be $500.
I wasn't drinking.
Thank you.
No PCR, Your Honor.
Oh, did she qualify? Oh, it's not, it says no on mine.
Yes, I apologize for that. She does meet the criteria. I have
Oh, yes, I will order PTR then. Instead of bond, ma'am, I'm gonna place you on pretrial release.
On all of them?
Correct.
Okay.
And, Your Honor, the state would ask for a possess, consume, no alcohol.
I'll do that along with no illegal substances or nothing that you don't have a valid prescription for, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon. Are you Mr. Wright? Sir?
Mr. Wright is medical.
Oh, okay. We'll reset Mr. Wright. Are you Mr. Caldwell? Sir? Are you Mr. Caldwell? You have to answer out loud.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, you were here in case number 19MM4266 for providing false ID to law enforcement. I find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Caldwell?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 5 days, 1 day credit time served, and no return to 801 Avondale Avenue, Apartment 1.
Okay. Mr. Caldwell, did you want to accept that offer? Again, everything in this courtroom is being recorded, so you have to speak out loud or I'm not going to take your plea.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
You need to sign the plea form, please.
Thank you, no problem.
You okay, Mr. Caldwell?
No.
Are you okay? Are you feeling okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you read the plea form before you signed it? Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up? Are you listening to my question?
No.
Okay, my question to you was, do you have any rights about any question about any of the rights that you're giving up on the plea form?
Oh, I'm all right. I'm good.
No,
Uh,
you're not
the right that I'm giving
listening.
up on the plea form.
Mr. Caldwell,
No.
you're not listening to what I'm asking you. I'm gonna try again, okay? Did you read this plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about any of the rights on this form that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
No?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that will affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I will accept your plea. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for 1 day time served. You're also going to have to pay court costs. Those will be paid by May 20th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Ma'am.
Sir, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Good morning. My name is Glenton Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in case number 19MM234. You were arrested for loitering and prowling. I do find probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Is there an offer for Mr. Johnson, Ms. Bush?
Your Honor, based on the facts of the case, the state's not willing to convey an offer
Okay.
with the punch.
And 19 MM 234, so your bond is $250, and then 18 CF 14674. I'm going to revoke that bond at this time. That will be set at none.
Your Honor, if I could be heard with respect to the out on bond case.
Go ahead.
Even though, and with all due respect to that case, it shows here that, with all his prior cases, he's never had a failure to appear. He has indicated to me that he has a job that he is employed, and he's also a caregiver to his father, and so we would ask the court maybe to reconsider the out on bond case.
Is his face sheet correct? Because counsel just mentioned cases, and I don't have anything, like other prior history. Was a different one, Ryan? Because yours looks different than mine.
And that was confusing to the state as well because he admitted to other cases, so.
No, at this time, he can file a bond motion in the trial court, but at this time, based upon the facts in the 18 CF 14674 case, along with the facts in the new case, I'm revoking the bond.
Okay.
Thank you. Probably wouldn't say anything, sir.
I just wanted to speak to you, that's it. I was letting you know that right now I'm currently employed.
Yeah.
And I actually take care of my dad. I don't have any history of running and anything.
But I'm concerned about the community. I'm not really that concerned about you coming to
Yes,
court,
yes,
but I'm
ma'am.
concerned about the community. So at this time, your bond is set at none on that case. Thank you, sir. Oh, yes. I did receive the information from the state. Mr. Nguyen, did you receive that as well?
I believe it was sent to me. I didn't have a chance to review it, but.
There was a razor blade in the front pocket of his pants when he went through the x-ray machine.
Okay, so.
So there's probable cause. So bond, I'll just say the bond at 1,000 on count 2, and then I'll do 100 on count 1. Thank you, Mr. Pruitt. And I believe that's everything. Then we will be in recess until tomorrow morning.